Hey gentlemen, today I want to show you how to use a balsa strop to maintain the edge on your straight razor. And this is especially powerful for those who are new to shaving with a straight, because as you learn to strop, the chances are good that you'll mess up the bevel, and unless you do something, unless it's a pretty bad error, you can probably fix it with the balsa strop. And for those who are experienced, this will extend the amount of time between when you need to get your straight honed. Now, in my opinion, you probably want to have somebody hone your straight. It's a hobby that you could certainly learn if you wanted to, but it takes a tremendous amount of practice, and the stones are going to be several $100s. Okay, so first, I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll show you how to make one. So, you'll notice that on here we've got the green chromium oxide here and the red iron oxide here. The iron oxide is smaller than the green chromium oxide, and so we're going to start with the green side. And the effect of this is that it's like super fine sandpaper, but super duper fine sandpaper. So you take the straight and you put it on here. For me, it's easier to have it raised a little bit, and so I just use this little thing. You could use just about anything. And then this is something you do need to pay attention. You just go down and back and down and back. And as you're doing this, keep your eye on the bevel, because you want to keep consistent pressure along the edge of the razor, and you want to have it. I shouldn't have lifted it that way. That's how errors happen. But you want to make sure that the bevel is never coming up. So we're going down, and I'm watching that. We're coming back, and I'm going to do this one in the middle to make sure to show the technique. So you go down, and when you turn it over, the spine never leaves the strop, and so you set it down and come back. Never leaves the strop. And what I do is I start coming in the other direction before I set it down. And so I would do probably 40 passes, down and back as a pass. I'd probably do 40 passes, and then I would do some X strokes. And you don't have to come down a lot. Just lifted it. And what that does is just gets the blade exposure on different parts of the strop. And I do probably, 10 of those. And then flip it over to the red side and do the same thing. Down and back. Do that about 40 times, and then some X strokes. And I do about 40 back and forth and 10 there. And I then go strop it and shave with it and see if it needs to come back and spend more time on here. Also, there are a couple of ways that you can test the sharpness of a razor. The true test is to shave with it and get a good shave. This razor needs to be honed. I don't think this will actually do it, but you can come across. Yeah, actually, it's picking up a few hairs. Come across your skin at about half height, not down on the skin, but about half height. And if it's popping hairs, that's a good sign. So let's talk about how to make one of these. So you could, if you don't want to make one, you could get one from me for $15 or from whipped.dog.com. you could get one from Larry. If you want to make one yourself, you go down to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and get some 1/4 inch balsa wood. Balsa is very flat. And then I use, this is iron oxide red, 110, I guess that's microns, 110M. I get this from Kramer, Kremer Pigments in New York City. Their website is KremerPigments.com. This is the iron oxide red, and this is the chromium oxide green. These are actually, I guess you make paint with it, but it works really well for this. And I will mention that I did get an email after I ordered this that they had found a tiny amount of lead in the chromium oxide green. It was less than whatever the allowed amount is, but they still wanted to make me aware. I don't worry about that tiny amount for myself, though I will say if I had small children that were the age where everything goes in the mouth, I would not want them chewing on this. And then so you would take this, and you could also get you know, a compound meant specifically for straight razors. They cost a little bit more, but you know, that's okay. And with this, I take it and mix it with mineral oil and paint it on here. And so, you know, paint the one side green, paint the other side red, and you're good to go. Also, sometimes you may, and this usually happens earlier in your straight razor shaving career, you may accidentally bump the faucet with your razor or something. It doesn't take much to damage the cutting edge on a straight razor. So here's a great tool to allow you to fix those, as well as extend the length of time between when you need to get your razor honed. All right, thanks so much now. Bye.